6I, discuss and approve DSD special education plan.
We've had this plan at the last board meeting. We have a joint committee. The plan has been posted on the website for feedback, and the last action by the board is to approve the plan, and it goes to the director of the special ed division for our AEA, who has, by the way, looked at it and approved the plan, pending the board's approval. So I asked for approval by both boards for the district developed service delivery plan.
I would like to make a comment about this. First of all, I was hoping that I would be involved in this situation because I requested that. But second of all, when I looked at it, I called individuals who are involved in this particular thing, and they had one big criticism, and that boils down to the IEP that the teacher responsible for. I agree. When you put in an IEP,
I don't know what page you're on.
You're on a point basis, a caseload determination. When you have when you're trying to make up an IEP, you don't just come out of the air for that particular thing. You've got a documentation over quite a period of time, plus the fact that this, for one point, for all this time that you put in to writing an IEP, it's almost, I can't even see that belongs there, because there should be more effort put in, more pointage or more given to that type situation. IEP meetings aren't too bad as far as that's concerned. They may be lengthy, but that's part of the deal. But the gathering of the information is significant.
For an annual review.
What's that?
We have quarterly reports for our annual reviews for all the data is there. Let me go back and explain. We had 4 choices for caseload determination. We took the caseload determination that group of teachers, and I sat down with every teacher that teaches special ed in our district and walked them through what their caseload would be if we used this caseload determination, showed them what other caseloads for other instructors would look like, to show what it really told us about who had overload and who had light load. And I had a lengthy discussion with each one of those people, and the points are relative. But I'm going to go back to say we had choices of what we could use, and this was one of the choices.
Well, my concern is that there's a tendency in a lot of schools, and I don't know as far as where these are, but they have a tendency to overload individuals in special education. And these individuals are really, I think you have to be there.
Dave, we have special ed teachers that, according to this caseload, are far under load.
Well, that'd be wonderful.
Well, then we've got a wonderful situation because they are.
Because it's a very demanding type situation, and I hope when they, if they've approved this and they're in accordance with this, fine. But when my inquisition into other individuals in special ed, they said that
so you talked to the special ed teachers in our district? Is that what you're talking about?
What's that? No, I did not.
Okay.
I was out of this district. And they were concerned about the gathering of the information, but I hope if they're satisfied with that, okay.
Help me out with a special ed teacher co-teaching with somebody.
A gen ed teacher that would have that might be considered the highly qualified. It might be a high school math class where the special ed teacher and the algebra teacher co-teach, but the person with the highly qualified license is the actual math teacher, because there might be 2 or 3 special ed kids in
that classroom.
In that classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, we have very little co-teaching going on.
Okay.
So we fill out the form, Barb, and we assign points to it. We get a total. Now what happens with this instrument?
For instance, the caseloads right now for our special education teachers, what we saw immediately is we have underload for 3 teachers and overload for 2. One of them was right on to the load that we would expect. So because this hasn't been approved, when we get ready to assign for next year, that will be the balance that we look at, is how we take that load of kids and distribute it more evenly amongst the 6 of them.
And do both the administration and the teacher agree to the points that are assigned, or how do you go about doing that?
Sure. The teacher actually sat down with me, and I walked through it with every one of those teachers. And I said, let's take a look at your caseload. We agreed on who their students were first, and then we filled it out together. And I'd done it in advance, just kind of practicing, and I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I thought it is. It's really pretty cut and dried, once you know what the IEP contains for the students. And what Dave was speaking to about writing the IEP, about 70% of the students in our district only have one goal area, maybe even 80% of those students. So we don't have a lot of level 2 nor level 3 kids. And the level 3s that are transition kids, middle school, high school, it's a far different load for them. But we've given weight to that in this plan.
I move to approve the special education plan.
I'll second.
A motion to approve the DESDP. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'll make the same motion.
Okay.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the DDSDP Special Education Plan. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.